Hi there, I'm Stasha, and I am the period coach. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about my top 8 foods for defeating PMS. I'm a big fan of eating to help bring our hormones into balance. And one of the many things that we talk about is foods to eliminate, but you don't hear so often foods to integrate in so that you can actually help defeat PMS naturally. And I like to eat. So food and eating to help eliminate PMS are my two favorite things to put together. So I have a graphic that you can download. Just click the link above, below, wherever it is. Just click the link and grab it. I think it'll be really helpful for you. But I just kind of wanted to go through a quick little chat on those. I have 8 foods that I've included here. And I picked these because I like the variety and the way that you can use them together and the ways that they complement each other or are very opposite of each other. So I think it's a really good balanced list of 8 foods that I particularly like for defeating PMS. Some of them are food groups like seafood. Oysters are absolutely a superfood, especially for women. And seafood is really very good for us. But of course, like anything, you need to be aware of what kind you're getting and making sure that it's really actually good for you, especially animal products. They can be helpful or harmful. And seafood's the same way. You know, not everything is created equal, and some can be helpful and some can be harmful. So be sure to get wild caught, be sure to get sustainably caught, be sure to spend the extra on seafood. And keep in mind that it doesn't take a lot. So you don't have to do this every single day. It doesn't have to be a lot every day. Just a little bit goes a long way. So go for the extra and have less. It will make a much bigger positive impact on your body than eating lots of subpar. Make sense? Artichokes, awesome for women, high fiber, very much like buckwheat, which is another food on my list because I love it and it's so versatile. But I like artichokes because it's high in vitamin C. It's high in fiber, which is really good for getting out the excess estrogen. It's very antioxidant rich. So it's just a really good one for women to be eating. And they're a treat. They're just fun to eat. They're easy. You just pop them in some water and let them cook and take them out and you can start eating them. They're really quite easy. And in my FPMS course, I actually have a recipe for artichokes. So if you're in there or are deciding on becoming part of the FPMS family, just throwing that out there, artichoke recipe. And buckwheat, which I just mentioned, I make a fermented gluten-free buckwheat bread that I eat every day, a couple of slices. I love it. It's delicious and amazing, and I highly recommend it. But it also makes a really good cold breakfast if you do it raw. That's one of my kind of summer favorites for breakfast. It's nice and cold. It makes a really great porridge for winters. You can do a lot with buckwheat, and we haven't even really dove into all of the fun different ways that it can be used yet in FPMS. And I think every time we do it, we'll discover some more and amazing ways to use it. Chia seeds, again, really high in fiber, but really good for balancing your electrolytes and your blood sugar. And this is a big deal for PMS because our blood sugar directly affects our insulin. Our insulin directly affects our hormonal input. So our body is really very interconnected and everything matters for everything. But it's amazing to me just how much of an influence sugar has on our reproductive hormones. So for women, that means all of those bad symptoms, PMS, the mood swings, the headaches, the cramps, the bloating, the sore boobs, the weight gain, the whole 9 yards is very much connected to our sugar and to our blood sugar levels, to our insulin resistance, these kinds of things. And I really like chia seeds because they're very helpful for helping to balance out our blood sugar levels, which doesn't mean you can go eat a bunch of sugar, but it is really helpful for bringing some balance into our body and helping our electrolytes, our hydration really kick in, which again, very helpful for PMS. Spices, which I threw in there as its own category because spices are amazing. They're so, all of the spices have different perks to them, but I really don't believe that there's anything that you can go wrong with as far as spices are concerned, unless you have some very And there are people who have these things where you react differently to things. Like there are very few people out there that when they eat turmeric, they actually get inflamed. So there are some people out there that do have the opposite reaction to things. This isn't everybody. This is not the majority. This is a very small percentage of people, but I do know them. So they do exist. But in general, spices are amazing for you. So think about the spices, tap into your body. What do you really feel like? You know, get a nice spice rack going and look at it every day and think about what you can add in. Can you add a little sprinkle of cinnamon into your coffee kit or your hot chocolate or your, in my case, roasted dandelion root tea or my chaga tea? How can you add a little star anise or cloves or turmeric or ginger or pepper? All of the spices have really good perks to them. So what can you use and how can you use it? Apples. I love apples. They're really great for getting rid of those fibers. They're a nice treat, and especially when you're getting rid of sugar. Big problem with PMS, but when you're getting rid of sugar, apples are really kind of a nice treat to have, especially slathered in some organic peanut butter or some almond butter, something fatty and protein rich. If you don't have any problems with cheeses, which a lot of us do, but if you don't, then even apples and cheese are kind of a nice fatty thing. If you like the Ayurvedic system, you never eat fruit with dairy. So I'm going to throw that out there for you. But if you don't, or you don't know about it, or you just like apples and cheese, have at it. I'm not here to dictate what you should and shouldn't do. I can just give you some suggestions and you see how it feels best for your body, right? Beets. They're bright red. They look like blood. They resemble the shape of the womb. They are so good for the female hormonal system. Beets are just delicious and amazing for us, and I love them. I have a beet salad recipe that I love doing. It's part of the FPMS course as well, and it is delicious. And it's a little unusual too, which is something that I like about it. There's a picture of my beet salad, one of my favorite beet salads, on the graphic if you download it. Ferments. This is going to be my last one. I know it's another category, but ferments. Anything fermented is a great thing to do for your hormones. Helps balance your gut microbiome. You need a healthy gut to have healthy, happy hormones. There's just no way around it. So your ferments, your sauerkrauts, your water kefirs, your kombuchas, though some people find that kombucha can inflame them, especially if they're struggling with candida. So just be aware, if you drink kombucha and you feel flushed or itchy or rashy or not a good thing, you might have a candida problem, and maybe kombucha is not great for you quite yet. Doesn't mean it won't be forever, just maybe there's some gut healing that needs to be done before you can deal with kombucha. On the other hand, some people that have candida find that kombucha actually is really helpful for them in combating it. So just feel it out for your own body. But I particularly love fermented vegetables. You can't go wrong with vegetables. So I really like anything fermented in vegetable land. And, you know, traditionally we had pickles and they were fermented, not pickled. But if you get those classic ones that are fermented, and it's easy to tell the difference between sauerkraut or pickles or anything that's fermented versus pickled, because pickled means vinegar, ferment means salt. So a fermented food is going to have brine, salt, and water, and maybe some herbs, but salt and water. Anything pickled is going to have vinegar. So if it has vinegar in it, it's not fermented, and that means it's pickled, and that's fine. Pickles are delicious. It's a great preservation method, but it's not going to be good for your gut as far as balancing out your microbiome and getting all those good bacteria. So just be aware. Eat your pickles, enjoy, but also make sure you get in some good ferments. All right, grab my awesome little graphic on defeating PMS and these top 8 foods for a quick handy reminder to keep, you know, maybe throw it up as a back for your phone or on your desktop just so that you have it in front of you for a little while, or print it out and throw it on your refrigerator. I cannot wait to see you guys. We have a few more videos coming out on this very subject of PMS and of course FPMS. So make sure that you're on the mailing list so you'll hear all about it and get the first deals and discounts when that comes live. If it's already live, I can't wait to see you on the inside. Bye guys.